The big debate that is at this point of time panning out in the Lok Sabha, obviously the contention that has been made by the opposition parties, including the Congress and the TMC. These are the two political parties and the members of the parliament who are opposing the proposal, the recommendations that have been put forth by the Ethics Committee. And the Ethics Committee has obviously proposed that Mahua Moitra be expelled for her cash for queries case, the big allegation, and after the charge that had been made, there was summons that had been issued by the Ethics Committee. She was grilled, there was cross-examination that took place, but the key points that Manish Tiwari has contended in the Parliament, in the Lok Sabha, in the lower houses, number one, there should be natural justice that should be implemented in Mahua Moitra's case. The TMC and the Congress all are demanding that Mahua Moitra herself be allowed to be the spokesperson and speak on her behalf to argue on the proposal, on the recommendations, on the report that has been filed by the Ethics Committee. Another point that has been raised by the leader of the opposition of the Lok Sabha, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, is that it's a long report, 406 pages report. So how would the leader of the house, the speaker of the house, is then expecting the members of the parliament to go through the entire report, understand it, go through it thoroughly, and then come up with the rebuttals? Manish Tiwari has in fact put out a number of questions in the house, in the lower house. He's particularly spoken about how the whips have been issued by the political parties. They need to be withdrawn right away because this is not a court of law. This is the parliament, to which there has been the BJP member of the parliament, Hina Gavit, who has come out in opposition to what Manish Tiwari has said. She has contended that the act that was done by Mahua Moitra of sharing her parliamentary ID and password and then asking questions on behalf of these private entities is wrong. It is actually against the dignity of the house, and also then spreads, is cause of humiliation. It soils the reputation of the house, of the parliament, not just domestically but also internationally. These are the questions, big questions that have been raised in the parliament. Okay, big news over here. We're getting to know that the TMC member of the parliament, Mahua Moitra, has at last been expelled. That's the big takeaway after about an hour-long discussion that has taken place in the Lok Sabha. Now, despite a number of these contentions that were made by the opposition leaders, opposition members of the parliament, the Speaker of the House has taken the recommendations of the ethics panel and expelled Mahua Moitra from her membership of the parliament. Akshit joins me on the telecast. Akshit, give me details. Now, this has been the point of discussion for several weeks now, almost a couple of months, and finally a decision that has been taken by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. We'll try to get Akshit back on the telecast with me, but that's the big development. It's a setback for the TMC and particularly for Mahua Moitra. She is no longer the member of the parliament in the Lok Sabha. Despite the arguments that have been put forth by the TMC, by the Congress members of the parliament, the Speaker of the House has gone ahead and made the decision as per the recommendations of the ethics panel that Mahua Moitra be expelled in the cash for queries case. The cash for query case has been discussed at length. Obviously, the contentions and the allegations that had been raised against Mahua Moitra was that she had shared her ID and password to a number of individuals and private entities. There was Darshan Hiranandadi, who had first flagged this matter and said that Mahua Moitra had shared her ID and password with him to put out questions against the Adani group of companies after the Hindenburg hit job report that was surfaced in January this year. Mahua Moitra had spoken up on several occasions in the parliament and outside as well, and putting forth her justifications and arguments and how there were false allegations that had been put against her. But finally, the decision of the Speaker of the House reigns supreme. She has been removed from her position as the member of the parliament from the Lok Sabha. Akshit is back on the telecast with me. Akshit, if you could, take us through the proceedings that have taken place in the Lok Sabha and a big setback from Mahua Moitra and the TMC.
Well, yes, in a major setback for the TMC MP Mahua Moitra, the Lok Sabha actually voted in favor to expel the TMC MP in the cash for query case. That has been introduced in Lok Sabha today only, and the report of the Ethics Committee was also tabled today, which recommended the expulsion of Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra. Well, the report was presented in the House around 12 noon, and following an adjournment, as soon as the House reconvened at 2 p.m. because there was a lot of ruckus, a lot of commotion by the opposition MPs because Mahua Moitra was not allowed to speak when the ethics panel report was tabled. And if I may just tell you that Om Birla, the Speaker of Lok Sabha, did not allow Mahua Moitra to speak. He actually said that he had a copy of the traditions that were followed earlier, and perhaps a similar sort of case of 2005 was also cited, wherein 10 members of the Parliament were actually expelled.
Right. In fact, Akshit, there are visuals on our screens outside the Parliament. All the opposition members of the Parliament have staged a walkout. We saw Sonia Gandhi over there, where there are a number of TMC members of the Parliament. I also spot Mahua Moitra. Of course, Mahua Moitra is right besides Sonia Gandhi. So that's the opposition party are in full support. Particularly the Congress is in full support, and of course the political party of Mahua Moitra, TMC, in full support of Mahua Moitra here after the decision made by the Lok Sabha Speaker.
Well, yes, this is because not only the TMC but all the other opposition parties, including the Congress, also requested the Speaker Om Birla to allow Mahua Moitra to speak when the report was actually tabled. And Congress MP Manish Tiwari, he also said that he has carefully actually read the rules and regulations of the procedure and the conduct of business, and he said that the recommendations of the committee shall be presented in the form of a report, and the ethics committee cannot actually take the decision to expel any MP. That decision lies with the August House, which is of course the Parliament. And he also perhaps said that the quantum of punishment should be decided by all the members and the Speaker themselves, because as we know, as we read the report also, it clearly shows that the report is actually recommending the expulsion of the TMC MP. But now, of course, the opposition MPs, including the TMC MPs, staging a walkout from the Lok Sabha because the Lok Sabha actually voted in favor to expel the TMC MP Mahua Moitra. So that is, of course, a big setback for the MP because this case has actually been going on for months now. The cash for query case, and it has turned into a political slugfest wherein the war of words also erupted between TMC and BJP. But now this decision has come as a major setback to Mahua Moitra, wherein other opposition parties, including Congress, actually sought time to study the ethics panel report, because they were saying that this is a report which is more than 400 pages. So they actually need 3 to 4 days to take cognizance of what actually the report
but
says.
all these arguments were completely sidelined. They were dismissed by the Lok Sabha Speaker of the House. Clearly, with the decision coming in just an hour after the resumption of the Lok Sabha at 2 p.m. It took just about an hour's time and a decision finally has been made. So a quick decision right after the report that was filed by the Ethics Committee. Obviously, like you said, the opposition was demanding more time for them to go through this report, a 406-page report, but everything, all these contentions, arguments, reasoning that was being given by the opposition members of the parliament has obviously been discarded as we see in case of the decision that has been taken.
Well, yes, now because the opposition MPs were continuously demanding that they actually need some time.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.